A purposeful rock bottom. Marriage questions that you secretly ask, and what do they mean? Why couples therapy failed and what actually works. Labeling your partner, and I'm gonna go with narcissist. Triggers versus cognitive distortions, guys. Ooh, this might trigger you and put you into your own distortion. Answer the question. The myth about happy wife, happy life, and why it's destroying marriages. A purposeful rock bottom. Welcome to the Morrow Marriage Podcast, guys. And I have got an interesting concept for you that I have recently started telling men, and I don't think I told you yet.
Interesting.
All right, let's talk about it.
I can't believe he told someone else and didn't tell me first.
Well, I've been coaching with it.
I'm just joking.
And now it's your turn.
Okay, my
All
turn.
right. Speaking of your turn, it's your turn today, guys, and maybe you have to do this. Maybe you guys have to get really real with yourselves. Where this came from was working with a man on a phone call. It was not the first. It happened again and again. And these are phone calls because men were very interested in joining the program. So a lot of you guys, you see our content. When you start seeing content from the algorithm pushing to your phones, you're going to be inundated. You're going to see a lot of people's content, and you're going to see a lot of people that maybe have the quote unquote answers and solutions for you. Well, this is interesting because by the time you get on the phone with us, pretty much every one of you wants to join our program, because when we can, it's different than the podcast. It's like we talk about with the event, right? We can breathe life into you on the phone a lot easier because it's not just one-sided, okay? And then when we're in person, of course, we can really go in. Now, this is what happened. I noticed a bit of a pattern, and I believe it's because it's the time of year. And we've got an episode coming up with Christmas and the holidays and divorce. We're gonna talk about that a little bit right now. This time of year is very difficult for you, okay? And when we have somebody who's not like the normal, who gets on the phone with me or Kathryn or a member of our team, okay? And you don't want to join us, it's pretty abnormal. And so when I see it multiple times in a row, and I know it's the time of year, okay? This is what I said to the man. I said, you know what, buddy? Why don't you just go ahead and put yourself into a rock bottom? He said, excuse me? I said, listen, we just talked, a big part of this man's call, and there's consequently several others, okay, were actually, the others were first, and this is when I started to do it, where I said, yeah, dude, you know your marriage sucks, that's why we're on the phone. You know you don't like where you're at. You're up all night thinking about it nonstop. You've been thinking about it for a long time. There's nothing to think about. You already knew you wanted to know more from us. You already did say you want to join the program. When I ask people, before I even go too far, I'm like, so what do you like about what we've talked about? And my gosh, you guys literally, like, you're in love with the idea of working with us. Okay, cool. And then we talked about not making decisions. We talked about, why I show you 5 different placements in my program out of 6 where you learn to make decisions in a different way. And then you learn it in other places as well. It's just that I call it making decisions in these different areas of my program, okay? And we've addressed that this man is not actually making any decisions. He's leaning on his wife. He's tethered to her emotions. Remember, happy if she's happy, sad if she's sad. Feels loved and good enough, like when he's wanted and she wants to have sex with him, okay? So we're not making clear decisions. And then we get to this point where he's like, yeah, but no, I can't really decide. I'm gonna need some time to think about it. Sometimes you wanna pray on it. Listen, you've already prayed, you've already thought about it, you already know that you're not making decisions, you're already afraid of your wife, is essentially what I'm saying with the decisions, okay? And now you're not doing anything, you're choosing to stay where you are. And this is the point in the call where I cast your ass even though you haven't hired me, because I can't handle when you want more for yourself. You have every opportunity. I found a way to make it work for you. And then you say, not today, Cass. I'm not ready today.
My wife's not that important to me, Cass.
Yeah, essentially.
That's what you're saying.
That's what you're saying. Sit your wife, sit your kids down, and just say, I found a program that really works, but you're not worth it. Like, that's what you have to say. Now, I didn't say that to him on this call. I said that to other men. But in this call, I said something that I've never said before. I said, I want you to try something. I want you to put yourself into a rock bottom. He said, excuse me? I said, yeah, put yourself in a rock bottom. I don't know what that looks like for you. Maybe you need to get wasted every night, go snort some cocaine, start watching porn, start fucking just telling your wife she's a cunt. Why don't you kick your kids? Why don't you just fucking put yourself through shit, get yourself fucking arrested, have them pack their bags and leave, because now you'll make a decision. Now. And this is why I'm saying this. Guys, I would say 92%, and I'm saying 92, not 90, because I haven't done the math and I'm just being dramatic, but it's at least 90%. Me.
Dramatic?
Me.
What?
That's right. I'm saying at least 90% of you, male or female, join the program because you've had it. You've hit your rock bottom. You're about to lose it all, or you've hit your rock bottom and you can't handle living this way anymore and you're not leaving. You want more. You just don't know how and you accept this. So if we know that everybody on a whole joins the program because they're in a rock bottom, then yes, go fucking snort some cocaine and do some stupid shit, crash your fucking car into the side of the house and get yourself in enough trouble that you finally take it serious, because your life is going to shit, slowly bleeding out.
So you might as well bleed out all at once, is what he's saying.
Rip off the Band-Aid. If we know that nobody signs a program, like what, 3 in the last year? We're almost at one, like it's December, guys. It's almost the whole year. I think 3 men joined my program, said, I want to be proactive. You see, people aren't proactive. It's like when you guys don't watch podcasts on the weekend. You'd rather bitch about being broke in your marriage and not learn. You'd rather do what? Continue to slowly go through your rock bottom, letting your marriage fucking die? Like, so why don't you just rip off the Band-Aid? That's what I said.
It's a good concept. I think it's a little harsh, but he is very harsh.
I'm being dramatic.
He's dramatic and harsh. That's who you are.
You can make this a lot simpler, guys. You don't have to, obviously I don't want you to go do all that stupid shit, but you could just say, I'm leaving, and feel what it feels like. You know, you could just tell your partner to leave. Just do what Kathryn said. Sit them down and say, you're not worth it. The time, the investment, the pain of growth.
I found a program that's going to work, but you're not worth it.
Yeah, why don't you just tell
I dare you to say that.
But then at least maybe you peel the Band-Aid off and you actually start to see what it's like when you actually are forced to work.
Because 6 months from now, you will be forced into it, and it'll be that much worse. 2 months, 3 months, 6 months, 1 year. It's not going to get better if it hasn't gotten better to this point, and you've tried a bunch of other things. Oh, I know what to do. You know, thanks for the conversation, Cass. I know what to do now. You can't do it by yourself. If you knew that and you could do it by yourself, you would have already done it.
Well, and let's just talk about that too, because some of you guys do. You get on the phone and you're hoping, like, I just want to talk to you. I just want to have this magical breakthrough. We're going to be able to flip your mindset on a call, potentially. We're going to be able to outline some steps that we identify you need to take. But if we have courses that take time to go through, we have coaching calls that we speak to you, whether it's me, Kathryn, the other coaches. How in the world could a 1 hour call do that for you? I'm not deterring you from getting on that call, but what I'm trying to say...
Get on the call, but it's not solved in 1 hour.
No.
Nothing gets solved in 1 hour.
No, I don't care what you think you know, what you think you learned. You know, all the note takers, sometimes there's a note taker and you're like, this person's not even interested in the program. He's just taking notes. Like, I want you to take notes, but you can't possibly write fast enough for how fast I speak. Are you listening to this podcast? You can't, and you're missing it. That's why you have to watch the episodes over and over again. That's why you have to go through our video content over and over again. That's why we have so many coaching calls, because we know what you need. And what you need is to want change. So if that is still sitting up at night, men waking up throbbing in the morning, going through phones, all the affair stuff that you guys are dealing with, the betrayal shit, the fucking divorce papers, the living in separate rooms. Talked to an old client today, but not with us. What does he happen? His wife served him separation papers again. You guys, if you don't follow through, you won't win. And so if you must have the separation papers to get your shit together, then fucking get the separation papers. I don't care, because you have to want more for yourself. And almost always the catalyst is the rock bottom. It is. It's when you're losing it all. You have anything you want to add?
No.
Guys, get to work. This is a crazy, scary time of year. March is the biggest time for divorce. That's why our event is in February. Okay? And
proactive.
This is the time of year, and we're going to talk about it in an upcoming episode, but this is the time of year, Christmas and the holidays, where people are all doing this. We're just going to get through the holidays. We're just going to get through the holidays. We're going to A, see if it's going to work, or B, we're going to decide that we faked it and now we can get divorced. Guys, this is the second worst time of year, so you must get to work. Force the rock bottom if you have to. All right, I'll see you next time.
Bye.